How about this? They were outscored by 45.
45.
From the three-point line, 32,
45,
26, 20, yeah. And they were outscored 33-6 in points off turnovers. BD, you just heard LeBron James and talk about kind of the trade or talk about the rumors of the trade and how it affects these young guys. What do you think?
I'm in the locker room like this, dude. I'm dodging. I'm dodging all media. I think it's tough, right? So being a young guy, first, second year in the league, come to the Lakers. Oh, we got LeBron. Everything is great. You're in playoff position. First part of the year, everything's looking good. Then all of a sudden, like, your name start popping up on the internet.
You the problem.
You don't want it to. And so now your life is spent. You know, you spend your life, like he's saying, you spend your life in these phones, right? And so now every comment, everything that is saying is going to affect your daily routine. That's how you work out. That's your dedication to the team. And I think right now for the Lakers, you know, they had a good thing going. They had some promise. They had something to look forward to. I think with all this hoopla and social media and trade talks, that it's messing up the chemistry and the foundation that they want to establish to get people to come to LA and play for the Lakers again.
Candace, you're still playing it, and when I played, it really wasn't a lot of social media, and I'm happy for that. I think it could have benefited the players at that time a lot more, but again, I wouldn't want the distraction of teammates coming in the locker room at halftime looking at their phones. I'm not used to that. I know that happens in locker rooms. What would be your advice to the young guys to stay off the phone? Can they? And being the leader of your team, how do you think it's going to affect guys on this team?
Well, I think Luke Walton said they had an issue after the last game where they got into it as a team and it was addressed. So I think to avoid it and to not talk about it makes things worse. Social media is there. You're going to hear things. You get alerts on your phone. And if you haven't, you've been living under a rock. So I think it's just about addressing it and trying to move forward. I mean, obviously tonight you could tell nobody's energy was the right way, from the coaching staff all the way down to the last player on the bench. And you can't have that, because what if this trade doesn't go through? Then what happens the rest of the year?
And Shaq, let me ask you, because you said earlier, and rightfully so, that if a player didn't get you the ball, you're going at him at halftime and you're talking to him now. When you've been that leader and still been like, I need the ball, have you also been the guy to say, hey, don't worry about trades, or we can't think about that right now? How's it been in situations when you've seen guys kind of get shaky from that?
Well, fortunately, whenever trade talks were coming down, I had the power to say yes or no for a long period of my career. But I've always noticed, and I've always said to myself, if it's something you can't control, don't worry about it. We all had kids, you know, we all had dreams of kids being in the NBA. You're in the NBA now. We want to play well, get new contracts, make money, take care of our family. Listen, if they got you up for trade talks, go to New Orleans, take it personal, because to me, when you get traded, they're saying that you're not good enough. We know you're good enough, but they're saying you're not good enough. So when you get to a new team, shine. When you shine, you get a new contract, you get new money, mama get a new house, everything's good. So things you can't control, you shouldn't even worry about it. Yeah. Your name comes up, it comes up. You know, obviously they want to go for the big name, because you got to understand, being in LA, we want to win now. Yeah. We're not waiting. We want to win now. We got LeBron, the best player in the game. We got a chance to get AD. We want to do that now. You know, we're not used to being 27 and 27 going into the All-Star break. So they want to win now. So my advice to the young players, don't even worry about it. Go somewhere else, get your money, get your mama a new house. That's what it's all about. It ain't about nothing else.
You just made a good point. And what would be your advice to a guy like LeBron? And I know, you know, he doesn't necessarily need advice. He's a winner. He's done it everywhere. But when you went to L.A., I'm sure you had that same pressure that I'm going to come here and win this one. Is there anything that you would tell him in this moment? He has 4 years there. He wants to win the championship. Anything you would tell him about patience or no patience, a sense of urgency? What would you say?
Ever since I've known LeBron, since 17 years old, he wanted to be the best player in the game. I had a taste of winning in Miami, went back home. I helped Cleveland win after a 50-year drought. So he's used to winning. He wants that. Been to the finals 8, 9 times in a row, so he understands what it takes to win. He wants to continue to win. You know, he wants his name up there with Mike and Kobe and all the greats. So I don't blame him either, because I would have been the same way. Hey, give me some guys that can play. I want to win right now, because it's not fun when you're losing and you know people are talking about you, especially when you're used to winning. So again, my advice to all the young fellas: don't worry about it. Go somewhere else, get your money,
and it's
get a new contract. Sorry to cut you off, because with this collective bargaining agreement, these young fellas getting paid a lot of money.
For real.
There ain't nothing to complain
That's
about.
Exactly what I was going to say. It's a long league, and you never know where your career will end.
We got bums
So
making
stick
30
to it.
million.
Yeah.
We got
Yeah.
bums making 30
Yeah,
million.
they can't. Yeah. And
I ain't
my
gonna call nobody out, but I'm
Right.
just saying they're making 30 million.
Yeah.
Get your money, young fellas. Don't even worry about it.
yeah, and my advice within that would be, and I think we all have to go through that in life, but social media makes it worse. Is you don't listen to critics, especially those that can't dribble a rock. I don't care what you say to me about my life or career. If you can't do what I do, I really don't have anything for you. So I would say to those guys like Ingram, Kuzma, guys that are still working their way up and building their resume, really don't pay attention to the love or to the hate, because really no one can do anything for you but your teammates or really you in that off season. So it'll be interesting to see how these guys handle it.
And to add off, for some players, they play better in a smaller market.
Yep.
Everybody can't play in LA,
true.
Miami, and Boston, all that. So if you get to a smaller market where there ain't that much going on, now you can really focus on your game. And then every 2-3 years, you get to call your shot. So